to Sarah, and I'll let her show us. So go ahead,
Okay.
Sarah.
Can everybody see my screen? I'm on Intacct.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
I can see it.
Okay. So I
Suzanne's
just
smiling face. Yep.
okay. So I'm over the Bank Link tab that Sheila and Christy have put in here for us. You can see the drop down here. The overview, if you click on this, it takes you to basically what the drop down that you saw here is. So you have all of these pop up as icons here. So you can go to the bank account setups through here or within the overview to set up your bank account. And you can see we have some sample bank accounts already set up in here. But to set up a new one, you just click on New Account Setup. You're going to click your account name, which we can just do today's test. And the bank feed, this is unique for us because we're demoing. If you work with Vicinity, you'll have your own unique IDs for all of this. So today, all I have to do is enter the bank feed customer ID. And I'm going to link it to a checking account that's already set up in Intacct. So today, because I'm going to use my Wells Fargo account, I'm just going to choose this one and save. Oh, okay. I might need Sheila and Christy's help.
The account has been attached to another
oh, okay.
account. Yeah, try this one.
Okay. Okay, so it set it up for me, as you can see, under today's test. So I can click on this, and it brings me into this setup where I'll get the bank feed, and this register will help me link to Wells Fargo. And you're gonna end up seeing my true bank balances. So this is just to give you an idea. And if anybody has any questions while I'm going through, just feel free to stop me. So here's my bank balances. I'm just going to click my checking. For these purposes, you're not actually going to see my transactions. But when you link your actual company account, you'll get your transactions. So here is where you would enter your bank statement information. We've already done this for a test. So what as you can see, it's got your bank statement, your statement date, all the things that you need for a bank reconciliation are right there. So what I'm going to do.
Is this how you'd reconcile a bank statement then?
This is how you would pull in your information, yes, to begin the reconciliation process. Okay. So I already have some other statements in here that are going to be easier to look at than the one that the only reason that I set that up was to show you how the register works with your bank and Vicinity. So this is a test account that we have in here, And once you're in here, you're just going to click on reconcile.
Right.
And it takes you to BankLink. And it's going to load our feed. So on the left, we have our bank feed.
Mm-hmm.
On the right here, we have the Intacct. The pink section here, these are unmatched bank transactions. None of this is saved yet, so we'll go through the save process in a second. And then it has these items here in white. They are matched. So you have the bank feed information and you have your Intacct information.
Gotcha.
You can change this information. It's not set in stone. So if you want to, if you know your Intacct information, you can enter it here and change it. And then whatever you change it to will be populated here. And this information will move to unmatched. So
what does the transaction ID refer to? Is that the expense account in the GL, or?
I'm going to have to defer that to Sheila and Christy or
Okay.
Corey.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with Intacct, so
Okay.
do any of y'all know the answers to that question?
Christy, can you answer the question?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that question again? What's the question?
What does the transaction ID represent in Intacct?
That's the internal ID for the for Intacct. Like later on, this will be changed to a drop down, so you can just pick and choose the transaction. Right now, we haven't got that fixed, but like later on, it will be this currently this ID, like you can see on the bottom grid. There's an ID associated with each transaction. For example, for the first one, it's a AP transaction that for customer Cantos janitorial, and the ID you need to enter is the 3752. If you want to match to that one, the amount is different, I know, but if you want. You will need to find. You can do a search on the amount and look for a transaction that you want to see. Or later on, this will be a drop down, so you don't have to use the grid on the bottom. The drop down will be matched to the grid on the unmatched records on the bottom. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, so that the transaction ID we are using there is an internal ID from Intacct, but to match the transactions, you can actually use those where you see those like finders, like for instance, in the bottom side, you see those uncleared records, right? So I could do a search, filter search there by amount, and I say, hey, give me all the transactions that are $25, for instance, right? So when you do that, it becomes irrelevant, really, that transaction ID eventually. They're still like updating this part of it. So in this example, like we just type it in, but when we release to production, we will have basically a finder window there that will allow you to locate that much faster. But
Basically,
yeah.
the transaction ID is like a tracking number.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Sarah.
Okay. So that's what the pink represents, and the white are matched. And you can scroll over to see the remaining items that are matched, and you can see verify. If you don't like it, you can change it like we just talked about.
Okay.
And the bottom section down here, all this pink, these are the Intacct uncleared records. So these are matched, but they haven't been cleared, or they are unmatched, and there's, that's just the status is unmatched. So the matched items, when we save them, they will turn into a cleared item in the reconciliation. These icons up here, when you click on these, you can do a journal entry. It takes you directly back to Intacct, and if you need to enter a journal entry and save it, takes you right back there. You can apply payments, same concept.
Okay.
And I believe once you do any of these things, if you refresh it, if you make any changes, it'll be in real time, so to speak.
Okay. Gotcha.
Do y'all have any questions here?
None so far. I mean, basically, to give you a quick background with what we're doing for their physical therapy practices, we're not sending out billing. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
We won't have an AR in there.
Okay.
That's a separate function from a billing department because of healthcare. So what we record is we're doing accounts payable, of course, because they have bills that come in, they have to pay to run their clinics, but we have revenue that comes in. So the revenue that hits the bank is from Blue Cross Blue Shield, HAP, Medicare, Medicaid.
Sure.
So when those hit bank feed, my biggest thing is, because we're getting them in every day, is when they hit that bank feed, we know it's revenue, but it's going to be a certain, like Blue Cross Blue Shield, I know was revenue, and it will be insurance reimbursable revenue. I want to know that when it sees Blue Cross Blue Shield coming in as revenue, it will put it right in there.
Yes.
There's no manual entry to that.
Right. What will happen there is, as you see those transactions coming in, basically once Sarah was on that first page and we have that line highlighted, so it will automatically actually put those things in there based on what it reads from the bank feed. We can certainly align that so that you'll have to do less coding, right? So as soon as you highlight that and say, hey, I want to post this as a receipt or journal, whatever, it's going to actually pre-populate a lot of stuff on the next screen, and all you need to do is save and post, and then once you refresh it, it'll be.
Okay, so it's part of the setup, because it'll be, I don't know how you'll set it up in there, but part of the setup would be so that when it sees it in the bank feed, it'll know that it goes to revenue, correct?
Right. Over time. Yeah, and then we are building some, learning stuff in there too. Like obviously, you may have new stuff coming up too, right? So once you code it once, it'll remember, like a memorize.
It'll remember. Okay, that's crucial for less hands-on everything. So,
absolutely.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, I mean, this is again, this is a start, and we already are incorporating some of that logic there, but I think over time it's going to be really improved as you guys use it and give us feedback. That's the area we want to really focus on. I mean, how can we make the bank rec really exciting and automate it? That's our goal. So that's what we are all after. So yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, it'll recognize the vendors and the relationship with the GL based on the bank feed.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
So in here, we have search functions. It's kind of intuitive, I think. It automatic filter or automatic sort.
Yeah, because my typical bank statement is 2 pages long, but I know there's people that got 5 and 10 pages of bank statements. So for them, this is huge.
Yeah, and we did look at other applications, like QuickBooks is the big one, obviously, right? And then, there's a few others that does this, and we did find out that the sorting abilities were somehow limited, so we tried to hit on those areas, and so hopefully as people get use it and they give us more feedback, we'll improve it certainly. So
right.
So I'm going to go ahead and save what has been matched by the system. I believe that's correct.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, and we're done.
You need to refresh the
Oh,
page.
refresh. Okay. Okay, thank you.
One of the things that I can't do on its own yet.
So here you can see in the bank transactions, it has the bank transaction information, and then it's got the Intacct information. It's got the status, whether it was matched or not.
Yep.
Here are the items that remain unmatched that are
Okay.
bank transactions. So this is all in here. This is only bank transactions that are unmatched or are matched with the Intacct information. And you can create transactions in here if you're aware of something that's at the bank that's not in the feed for whatever reason, or is in Intacct but you don't see it at the bank. You can enter this information from the screen. I don't know what other kinds of issues y'all run into with reconciliations in Intacct, but that's kind of the high-level overview that we're going to do today. If y'all have any questions.
What about the actual feeds itself? I get the statement thing, but what about the feed, the revenue that the transactions that happen on a daily basis? Can you get those feeds in there automatically?
Sheila or Christy or Corey? I think you have to actually, I think you have, from what I'm seeing right now, I have to actually pull the bank feed. I don't know if there's a real time.
Okay, so I go into it in the morning and I pull it that way.
Yes, I mean, currently that's how it's working, Kim. And then what will happen is over time, I think we'll improve this a lot. So right now, the way we work with it is we create a kind of blanket statement record in Intacct. Let's say it's for the month of May, right? And Sheila, Christy, Dan, correct me if I'm just making up stuff out of my mind, but so you create that record, and then what happens is, since we already linked, and you linked the bank accounts once, and also you notice when we were connecting to the bank account, you can see any of the accounts that are set up under that user, right, for that bank, right? I mean, it's not limited to, so if you even had like credit card accounts and other stuff, they will also be visible there. So once we link that bank, then it'll remember that connection. And so we create a statement for like a blanket record for the month. And then, like you said, in the morning, you can launch the bank link, get the feeds, and then just highlight and save those into the system. And it'll bring into that statement record, right? So throughout the month, you'll be doing that. So those transactions get into Intacct. And then at the end of the month, all you need to do is, I mean, assuming everything is there, you should be in balance. So you just post that reconciliation. So that's
the bank statement information really is looked at the end of the month. You know what I'm saying? It's on the first day. If it's Chase, you can get those statements from the bank.
Yes.
That first day of the next month.
Right.
Our biggest thing is because we want real-time information, and it's crucial. Like right now, from what I'm understanding, I still have to physically go in there to put those bank transactions every day. They're sitting there, but I have to do it myself manually still. Correct?
I believe
not like an
right.
It's not like an automatic feed where it's in my GL already.
Right. So it sits in our application until you sort of match them instead of showing up here. Is that correct, Sheila? Am I describing correctly?
Yes. So on the page, when you click the refresh button, it will get new transaction, new bank fee transaction, and upload to the page. You still need to manually create the transaction in Intacct.
Okay. So.
Hey guys, this is Janine. I've got to run to a meeting, but thank you so much. I think it looks great. And my only question for you is, are you working with anyone at Intacct? Have they seen this yet? Because the person I would suggest is Nicole.
Yes.
Are you working with Nicole?
She's on the list, so you guys beat Nicole. So Nicole and Kevin, yeah,
Kevin,
they want to
yes.
see it too. So
put them higher up on your list if you can, please. Sure. They should be put them as a priority.
They are next on the list. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Kim. Thanks again. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, okay. Sweetie.
Bye.
Bye, Jenny. So I think what we could do there is, Sheila, is we update the BankLink transactions, right, within BankLink. Yeah, I mean, and as it learns how it's matching, maybe over time we can actually have them come into that open statement record within Intacct without having them matching, but that's a future thing. It's not going to be in version 1, but I think that's an area of focus that will help these guys quite a bit.
And my biggest thing is for me, because of the company that I'm pitching, they've got probably I was dealing with 65 bank accounts, and the main bank accounts had transactions, so I was at least dealing with, right now it would be at least 20 plus bank accounts that would have revenue coming in almost every day.
Okay.
So with that, you're trying to get the least amount of, logging in and doing all that stuff.
Sure.
I know when I worked in QuickBooks with Enterprise, the Enterprise version, and it was on Right Network, so it was on the cloud. It was populated basically in a different screen. I still had to go through Select to get it in.
Yeah.
So this is what it's reminding me. And this is something I know Intacct has needed huge. What you guys are doing. So you are much farther ahead than what is being said. So
okay, that's great.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. So what are they going to charge us for this? We'll have your fees, but what's Intacct going to do to us?
I mean, at this time, it's really us. You pretty much licensed from us.
Gotcha.
I don't think Intacct, as far as from my from my discussions with Intacct, at this point we are more of independent. So this will be a good time to buy, So and we are gonna do a pretty attractive subscription pricing, like annual, So and we'll send you some information on that. We are still finalizing it so that it's attractive enough for you guys to use it. I mean, we don't want to price it out of the wazoo that nobody's going to use. So, it will be. I think it will be very reasonable, and hopefully it'll save you enough time to pay.
What I'm running through with the vertical that I'm in with physical therapy, when they have multiple locations, I deal with multiple tax IDs. So I'm dealing with a lot of bank accounts. And what I have found is that, like with Bill.com, we ran into where it priced it right out. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No,
now, on top of it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I don't know if you guys know this. Right now, I personally, my personal business, MedBook, we deal with Chase Bank.
Okay.
They're charging me $9.95 a month to run anything that's connected into that account, anything that's done virtually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I don't know if that's something new. And I have to go to PNC is another big bank that we deal with. So I need to talk to them too. That's just giving you guys a heads up. I don't know if you've run into that yet.
Well, so the way our agreement is gonna be, our main major provider in the backend will be Vicinity, which we are using, and basically they have a wholesale deal with any bank. So if you go through us, that won't be the case, right? I mean, that number basically would be built into our app, so you don't have to pay. I mean, I don't know why Chase is. I've been using Chase for a long time too. I don't know why they're starting to charge that, but
Yeah, I don't know what
interesting.
They got to make money somehow, right?
Yeah, I understand, but yeah, you know, you have your cash sitting there, you know, so I mean, they should learn how to make money off of that instead of charging
Yeah, I
people.
know.
That's my. But
you know, otherwise it looks good, guys. I don't, you know, I got to get in and use it.
yeah,
But what I'm seeing looks good. I see what you're doing.
okay.
Yeah. Is also, I guess my other question would be something that I'm not going to use, but another company, if they're putting invoices out and they get money to pay those invoices, is there a matching system for them?
Sure. That's for like the receivable side, right? So if they are invoicing customers and if they have deposits coming into that account, matching those invoices, correct? That's what you're asking.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
It'll work that way too. Yes. If you have like invoice records and the money is, I mean, we try to match by, you know, the amount, the date, some identifier, but over time, I think we'll try to find ways to be a lot more intelligent. That's my goal. So that we can automate this process as much as we can. So.
Okay.
So this is Holly. How soon do you think this will be available?
We probably have a couple weeks to finalize, and then we would be looking for beta site. So if you guys agree, since you were on the demo the first, I would like to have you. I mean, that would be great for us to have you become a beta site for us, and you know we'll let you use it
Yeah, that would be
free
great.
for a while. So we are okay with that, of course. So yeah, let's finish it up. Why don't we plan on that, and then we'll set you up for your instance, and then let's have you, you know, help us test a little bit and let us give us some feedback. So that would be awesome. So,
Yeah, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
yep, you're welcome. So we'll keep you in the loop. All right.
Now
All
this
right,
is
sounds good.
awesome.
Great. Yeah, thanks for your time, and I apologize again. I know, you know, we kind of go back and forth there, but hopefully we are able to deliver something that you guys and partners like yourself would be able to use. So.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. All right. Thank you guys.
Have a great
Thanks, everyone.
holiday week.
Okay, you too.
Thank you. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.